Hi guys, in this video we're going to be looking at this box of mechs from Russia.
Scruffy Crow.
Okay, I've been looking forward to making this video since I did my Gamma Wolves video a few weeks ago, which was more or less the same time I ordered these. What we have here is two T-Rexes, a Griffin and a werewolf from Technolog. So I'll put links in the description where you can pick these guys up from. They were very affordable, and I think it can be an interesting option for using the Gamma Wolves. So this is how they come. I've not really done much with these at all yet. I've had a little bit of a play around with them, but nothing too exciting. And I've not even opened some of the bags. So they're bagged up, I think. This bag is two light mechs, and then this one is the Griffin. Oh no, that's the Griffin, which makes that the werewolf. And I'm not sure what that one is. But that's definitely a T-Rex. So they may have got my order wrong, which would be interesting. Looking at the front of the box here, it does look like maybe they got my order wrong. So they've gone Griffin, T-Rex, Werewolf, Puma, which are comes as two box. I think they've missed one of my T-Rex stuff, which is a little bit annoying. I'm sure I can sort it out. That makes me wonder what's in this bag here. So these don't come with any instructions or sort of any guide whatsoever. So I have no idea what I'm looking at right now. Okay, this has got some weird sort of dog face going on. Maybe I can use that to work out what this is. So I'll Google that and insert this into the video at a later date, because I don't think this is something I ordered. Let's have a look at the one I was most interested in off the website, which is the T-Rex. So these seem to make a fair amount of sense, despite the fact that I said they don't come with any instructions. They mostly just slot together. So we've got some feet. We've got two options for the sort of hood here. They come with, each one of them I've opened up so far, it's come with one of these weird little mannequin looking fellas. Which are strange, and no matter how you pose them, always look like they're doing the robot. As I've said before, if you watch my Gamma Wolves video, I'm actually not going to try and scale these for this sort of size, because obviously they'd sit under a carapace like that, like it was like a fighter plane, whereas I'm actually trying to scale these models more towards like a 15mm scale, so it'd almost look like you'd have 2 or 3 guys sat under this, which is my plan, which is why I'm going to be using these sort of sealed ones rather than the open ones. So yeah, put the little men to one side. I've worked with the plastic on these before, on my dwarf video, so I know from experience that these guys work quite well with normal plastic cement. At the moment I'm just sort of guessing how this might go together. They all come with these little missile launchers, but as far as I've seen, no missiles to come with them. Like a toy, but probably not be using those. So I'm mostly just going to be using these models as a base for something a little bit more advanced. Okay, this is interesting. So I thought there was some sort of weird mistake there, because there's holes on both sides but nothing to hold them together. But I've just spotted these little bits. So I'm assuming these go in said holes. And there we go. Oh, that's interesting. That seems to be holding together quite well. So look at this piece. This has got a huge amount of flash down the edge. I think that'd be going to be dead easy to clean up, but it's not something you often see on a plastic kit. Okay, after a quick look at the pictures online, obviously this is just crudely thrown together. I've not even cleaned up the parts fully yet. This is how it ends up. So these legs are sort of folded like that, like a standard sort of walker, Star Trek, and they're quite poseable because they're on these sort of split pins. I think that is definitely something we can work with. So I was going to use these as mediums. So I've got a 100mm base here, and he fits on that pretty much spot on. And he stands under his own weight. And then I was going to arm this guy with double auto cannons. So he is pretty much set to go like that, without any further bits that I need to add. But I think we'll be prettying these guys up somewhat. And I think that is a pretty passable mech for $4. Okay, so we've got the werewolf all put together. This guy came with loads of weapons. So he's got a little hard point under his chin. We can put one. Got 2 arms. This sort of cheesy power fist. Some little claw. I'm still not sure what these pieces are here. I think this is quite cool. I think these are meant to be like end caps. So where you can see the split pin under his leg here, there's like a little end cap that you can put on to hide that, which is nice. Got another weapon here. Oh, I think this could possibly house one of these toy guns, but I think that could be turned into quite a nice rotary cannon with a bit of work. But yeah, another well-armed and suitably sized, let's find the base, mech there. Also, this guy came with one of these double top bits that you could put the little launchy guns in. But it also came with some suitably sized giant missiles. And I noticed that in Gamma Wolves, you've got options for sort of anti-armor missiles that only has 2 shots. So that could represent that quite nicely, actually. And I think that'd look quite good painted up. It's all glued in place. So this one, which I think is the Griffin, also came with a choice of top options. So we don't want the open one, we'll go for the closed one. And I actually did manage to snap this, but that was my own fault. But it's not a problem because we're going to be gluing it. And this one came with a few more slimmed down weapon options. Though I might have mixed the bags up, you might have had that one, I don't know. Some more of the sort of toy gun parts. But still a sturdy little mech in his own right, and he'll be my sort of long range one. Pop him over there. Onto the Pumas. Okay, I got one of these together, and the bit that was absolutely foxing me is there's 2 little holes up there, and that's where this has to connect to. I could not work out how these sidearms were ever going to connect into these 2 little holes. That's where these 2 random tiny little bits come in. They're only half pegs, and they go together to form a whole one. And then you can, if you've got 3 hands, you can move those either side of there, squeeze them on, and get them in those 2 holes. And there's the front. So I'm a bit worried about these because the sides are very open, so I'm really not sure how I'm going to work that out. And they do have large legs. So I threw these on as just an afterthought because they were not expensive. So I'm still not sure exactly how I'm going to use these. I've got some random 50mm bases here, and they overflow somewhat. I mean, there's the bottoms of their feet. Yeah, they don't really fit on a 50mm base. but they would at a push. Got some 60mm bases here, and they go on those a little bit more comfortably. So they could be my lights, and they do look a lot lighter than, say, this guy, despite having basically the same leg build. But I think I'll leave these guys on the back burner for now. So that's them all built, basically, the basic idea without any glue or anything. So these have gone together quite interestingly. I would definitely recommend them if you were trying to get a kid into this and you wanted to give them a cheap kit to have a go with. Because I said, I've slotted these together fairly easily. With glue, I think it'd be even easier. And they require pretty minimal cleaning up. There are a few bits here and there. Just need snipping off, really. My next job is going to be to try and smarten these guys up. I'm now going to, instead of treating them like, you know, cheap model kits, $4 each, I'm actually going to come at these again as if they are proper model kits. So I'm going to go and clean up all the parts. I'm going to glue all the legs in places. I'm going to pick some poses. I'm going to work out my basic weapon loadouts. I think I've got most of the parts I'm going to need already included here, but I'm going to work out a little list of things that I might want to print to add to these, or scratch build even, to make them sort of match my list. The rough idea for the list was going to be two of these sort of all-rounders doing the sort of medium and range fire support, this guy being more close range, and then this one as a sort of long range sniper support sort of role, which I think I'm still going to stick with, because this guy looks a little bit spindlier than the others. But first, let's have a look at our mystery machine. I still haven't worked out whether this is off the website. Oh, there's more than one. That might give me a clue. Okay, so I've popped these guys together now. These aren't as great to put together. The plastic seems maybe more brittle, or the design's not as good, and all the ball joints just keep snapping. And they're squat little fellas. So here they are. Here they are next to the ones that I picked as lights. So they possibly would fit on a 50mm. Yeah, fairly well. They're small compared to the ones I was going to use as mediums. They come with one sort of close combat weapon. Now this might get reused because I think that's cool. That's big chunky legs. And then they come with another weapon, and this solved a few mysteries for me. So I found this bit earlier on, and I found the cannon with the gap on it down the side here. So these I had to put together, but once I did, it's a build your own weapon. I don't know if you just heard that, but these things have some force. You could take someone's eye out with these things, seriously. Except that I've probably pretty much lost all the missiles. Oh no, got a few left. I didn't get any missiles with these ones. But yeah, that was a bit of childish fun. Okay, I had another glance through on the Soul Dark website where I got these from. I have no idea what these guys are or where they're from. As I said, they might be the source of a couple of interesting bits that I can use elsewhere. Not least these tracked feet, I think are kind of interesting. And while they are not immediately compatible with my guy here, that was going to have as my close combat robot, who currently has the same feet as the little guys. I think with a little bit of work, they could work out quite nicely. So that's the original foot. That's that foot. Get a very similar look, I think. I like the idea of them putting tracks on the back of their feet for that extra bit of traction in a fight.
Okay, so here is that model. Basically I've put it back together properly, scraped all those mould lines, cleaned up any rough looking bits. I've then gone through any of the split pin joints, so that we have inside of there, on the hip there. I didn't have any of the little circles that fit this one, so I've just gone over with a little bit of green stuff and then filed that down, and I think that looks fine on those. And I think as well that takes away one of the last few bits that made it look like more like a toy. I also green stuff in this, but that could be a little bit neater. Might still fix that again. So armaments wise, this is going to be a laser and a rifle and a void shield, or whatever it was called, energy shield, and then a secondary weapon of a rotary cannon, which is represented by all three of these smaller cannons. And on the base I've put some of these resin parts that I've printed off, so just a little like Jersey barrier type thing, just some rubble, some bits of gravel. We've got these bits and hanging out the back here, and that is just spare like waste, what do you call them, supports of my 3D printer, which I thought looked like good like rebar and stuff. So I've just been sort of breaking this stuff down and putting this on some of the bases. So it's quite brittle, but when we're using those small bits it should be fine. So yeah, I think we've taken something that started life looking a bit more toy-like and a very cheap kit, and made that into a respectable looking mech model. So I definitely recommend that. An update on where this guy went, the second one of these, he's on his way. I talked to the company and they apologised for missing him out, so I should have him in the next few weeks. And the mystery of the dogs is partially solved, so I threw one together. These were for me to do a little sort of unboxing of and see what I thought. They're certainly not anywhere near as sort of detailed, and I want to say viable for a sort of war game as these nice big mechs, but there certainly could be a source of some interesting pieces, and there's a reasonable amount of detail in there. But I probably won't end up using them for much. But they've got a pretty cool vibe. Once again, they fall from having been armed with these sort of toy guns. So I'm going to leave this video here, and I'll paint this up as and when. And then I will do some more videos looking in depth individually at the rest of my mechs. Well, I might do the two T-Rexes together because they're going to be armed kind of the same, and we'll have a look at the werewolf, and we'll have a look at the smaller mechs as well. And once again, I will say that these larger mechs sold by Soldark, Technolog, Robogear, link will be in the description, but yeah, they're making some pretty nice medium mechs for Gamma Wolves. And that's all for this video. Please let me know what you thought down in the comments. Maybe subscribe for more. And as ever, thanks for watching. Bye.